Now, the next objection we're going to go through is what I call the P word, pyramid. I'm sure that you've heard this if you've been in any time at all in network marketing, because you're going to hear it. That's just the way it is. The pyramid objection, quote unquote, is something that people seem to throw up almost without even thinking, not even understanding what they're saying. Because again, the pyramid objection 90% of the time is focused and solely driven by the substance of assumption. And when people used to give me this objection, I just used to rock and roll in my own heart. And I say, man, they have no clue of what's coming. Somebody says, well, this sounds like a pyramid to me. And we're going over a couple ways to answer it. But my favorite way to answer it is this. This is something that you use in your toolbox. Boy, Doug, this really sounds like one of those pyramid things to me. Well, you know something? Thank you so much for bringing that up. I appreciate your honesty. But let me explain something real quick. We have great relationships in all 50 states with all 50 attorney generals. And those attorney generals, let alone the federal government, would not allow a pyramid to operate in their states for the last 6 or 7 years, or however old your company is. And see, let me explain something here. We're not a pyramid. We're simply a non-traditional business. There's two different types of business models, traditional and non-traditional. We fall into the non-traditional business model. Traditional businesses, you know, that drives corporate America. I think you would agree. But non-traditional business models, they change the world. Ever heard of Bill Gates? He had one of the most non-traditional business models in the early 80s, and now it drives corporate America. Guys, when somebody gives you a pyramid, quote unquote, this sounds like a pyramid to me, again, explain to them, well, we have great relationships in all 50 states with all 50 attorney generals, and the federal government, let alone those attorney generals, would not allow pyramid to operate in their states for the last however many years. You would agree with that. No, sometimes people get confused. We are not a pyramid. We're simply a non-traditional business that operates in a very non-traditional fashion. See, people, when they think about pyramid, they think about, you know, people making all the money at the top. They say, oh, this is one of those things that, you know, everybody makes something, all the money makes them at the top, you know. Well, let me explain what I did in an elevator recently. It's so funny. I was a keynote speaker to a large company. It was an honor to be on it. And we were going up to our rooms, and there was about a half a dozen distributors. They were talking about the changes in the new comp plan. And there was this couple, and the guy was sneering. And he says, oh, don't tell me that you've been conned by one of those pyramid deals. Don't tell me that, oh, my gosh. And he was just rolling his eyes. As they talked about the changes in the comp plan, which were very lucrative, he got even more vocal, more vocal, more vocal. And finally he says, you know something, I can't believe that you guys would be this stupid to be conned into something like this. And I looked at him and said, sir, let me ask you a question. He says, yes. What research have you done on this company and on this compensation plan that would even give you any right to talk intelligently about this? He just glared at me. He says, oh, it's just like all the others. I said, let me see your research, because if you can't talk from an intelligent standpoint, then there's no use of you even opening your mouth. Now, was I upset and mad? I was pretty fired up, because here these distributors were really, really, truly excited about creating some new income for themselves and their family. And here this guy was looking down his nose at something he knew nothing about. And that's why I said, if you can't come from a well-researched and intelligent fashion, do you realize realistically how foolish you look? Guys, again, brutal, yes. But do not ever let anybody try, no matter how hard they try, do not let ever anybody try to knock your enthusiasm and excitement for network marketing down, because it is a life-changing experience and it's a life-changing business. So what I want to ask you to do now is let's fast forward to the last side of this tape, and we will go through the rest of the objections.